pulling that. But you'll have to make mention because we couldn't get it off.
Oh,
Which one?
What?
Just mention that one's.
Which one's that? right, but that,
The one you asked
oh,
to have.
I
pulled.
see, yeah.
It's still on
Well,
the
we're just-
agenda, so you just make mention.
We're just gonna hold that,
Yeah.
and there's a couple other ones we're gonna hold too.
Yeah,
two,
the police are. That's a separate.
You say 41, is there a name?
Thought we were gonna pick up all that afterwards.
So too.
Where's the, oh, wait, maybe I'm come into, okay, never mind.
Me?
Clay Matthews signed with the Rams.
Really?
Really?
Yep.
Well, he's from the area,
2 years. So just as a follow-up.
Oh.
went to,
and
We're
Cobb
gonna
signed,
talk about something later.
and Cobb signed with Dallas,
Yep, got to Dallas.
yeah. Oh,
Cobb signed with Dallas. Yeah.
Is your crossing guard stuff? Did you attach all that? Development stuff?
No. That's why he came.
you're so far away.
Oh.
It's called meeting to order. First thing we'll take up is I believe it was Uzalaki. How to pronounce it? Going up. Here. Number 60 on today's agenda. Okay, this is for a operator's license. Yes. And you were in front of us before. Yes. And you said a few things. Nick, did you want to say something? Nick's our assistant city attorney.
Okay, so I just had a clarification. I was looking over the document, right?
Mhm.
You had said for the for some type of thing,
Mhm.
and you element. What do you mean? That you pass with flying colors. What do you mean?
The part of the WCS part, and then if the deferred agreement here. This was after my case, as I was trying to say, this has now been changed, and Waukesha went through and they're changing this because there's no. That's why I was making notes. There's no actual like clarifications of how many non-compliances, what the non-compliance means. The other thing I was looking for that wasn't in here is every time there was a miss, which they call non-compliance, what I was told was as long as you're there by 9 o'clock the next morning, then it doesn't matter. So for every time I was told that, that's why the head lady of the program actually was in my court cases, because my understanding, I would have been the first person to gone through this program. There was people who in the same program had 12, 13 plus non-compliances. In this program, you had to call in 7 days a week. For drug testing, I went to classes 4 days a week from 4 to 9, all different types of classes. The program was a pretty intense program. And then actually when I went through, I said, if anything, this program really changed my life. It really helped me out and went forward from the mistake that I made. And that's pretty much what I was saying, is that if from what I did here compared to anybody else, mine was very impressive compared to anybody else.
And talked about
Yeah, you call them non-compliances. That's, yeah.
you didn't really talk about how many of those.
I don't know the exact number. I think there was 6. And out of those, most of them were from, I worked a lot of places and a lot of guys worked underneath me, traveled. And if I would called in and said, hey, I did get one, I called in today and I had one. A lot of them were from in the beginning. I didn't know how this is also the first time I've ever been in trouble for anything. I don't understand the procedures of how things went. I tried to be very diligent about what I was doing or how to do it. Most of the time I would get there and I have 20 minutes to produce a sample, and I couldn't. Somebody standing over your shoulder, sometimes it's hard for me in the beginning. So those ones in the beginning, like the first 4 were those kind of reasons. And so they don't say what they were. That's why I was looking for the other email, but they told me I couldn't take the email from the director of Day Report Center WCS because it was in detail of breaking down all my non-compliances, what they actually were and why. And she thought that if anybody went through this program and did well, it would have been me. I should have been the person that got through this, and that's why she came to court.
You had said something along the lines of having 6 left.
This is where I just talked to my probation officer on the 8th, because as I was saying, I've never been in trouble. I don't know how this works. What my understanding was is because I did a year of this program, and then they gave me a 2-year. After 2 years, the court will drop everything, because I was supposed to get, what I don't understand was a prison sentence and state probation. The judge knew that his hands were tied, and he said, I'm not giving you a state sentencing, just do your probation, and you'll get this knocked off. She's actually looking into it. I thought I would have something by today from her of how much actual time I have left on probation. I'm about to go to every 3 months this year, because besides doing what I'm doing here for this, I just got a job today doing the road work extension over by Foxconn. So this was actually just for like weekend work, extra money, stuff like that. So she knows that with my busy schedule and everything I do, that I was probably going to go to every 3 months. That means, in my recollection, I'm getting close to pretty much
over any of that stuff. I just wanted to make sure that clarified on the record. You'd made committee what was actually.
No, that's why I said when I was gonna find out my record, what I thought and how this worked. Like I said, I've never been in trouble before. I don't understand how this stuff works. I don't understand.
Just rely on your age. You have the time frame mixed up. Documents provided, right? Had the red flags.
Okay.
Some of this doesn't check out. Your work.
As I know now, yes, and that's what I made a note of it in here too to talk about it.
My last question is EPA. You had correct? Oh, correct.
That
EPA is a third prosecution.
yes, that's what this this is. Yes, so that's yes.
I'm sorry.
I just asked. He had submitted a document that said the first prosecution agreement, but it gotten confused. I think on the hearing back in 19 that there's discussion of being on vision for a year. That was.
Yes, this was if I did this and went through this whole process, I would have had everything expunged and dismissed. And I was about 30 days away from getting to be the first one to go through this and get through it, which this WCS, the Day Report Center, was I was explaining. This is like an intense program that you go through for a year and that you have to do all these things. But as in the DPA, there's no actual numbers of saying if you get 4 of these non-compliances or any of these. That's why they changed it. And Judge Maxwell even said he won't even do any of these DPA agreements, because if this person did this, if I did this and I'm exactly what the program wanted, I went through it and I'm now a good member of society to to go back into society and work and contribute, then what was the point of even having a DPA if there's no guidelines to what it actually?
Anybody else?
Chair?
Alderman Rowe.
I don't have it here in front of me. 2 out of 12 tests have,
No, there
or
was.
did I read that wrong?
You read that one. I had, here it is. I had 49 negative preliminary breath tests, 20 negative drug screens, and then 0 positive preliminary breath tests, 1 positive drug screen, which when the positive drug screen was a medication that I used to take, that it was an accident that I took it. I actually went to them, told them, had it in the bottle that I have, being a road worker, had it in my bag. The judge said that I didn't get a violation for that because it was a prescription medication that I had from the doctors. It wasn't in any start of the medication for this. It was a ADD medication I'd used to take
And you
for
will
years.
continue these how long? How long have to go with? Still have to go
I
every
still
month?
do. They're randomly whenever now. So whenever they feel like it. Usually it's
For
once
like
a
ever?
month. No, that's when I'm figuring out for the thing. I think I have a year, and from what I understand.
I don't have the documents in front of me, but we're sent on November of 2008, 3 years option. Means you're about 4 months or 3 years.
But this is where I got the 6 months because this was supposed to be accredited to my.
Right. Sentence started on November.
And then I need to ask her because she said with that me going down to 3 months that she can go to the judge soon and say, hey, so that to me, that's where the 6 months came in.
I called her and confirmed sure that
Okay.
bar wouldn't have a problem. Working at
No,
bar is not
she's-
a problem or violation. There is the absolute variety
Yep.
order on probation. I also confirmed that your statement about the 6 correct. Yeah. Started probation on November.
Yes, with their,
3 years.
that's why I said that to them. I wasn't sure. That's where
Yep.
the numbers make
Yep,
sense. Of the
and that's
6
why I was
months
just
to the,
confirming.
yep, okay. Okay.
Who are you working?
Just Jay's on
That's the
90.
road, that's the road builder?
No, no, no.
Oh,
National
no,
Avenue.
That's the bar.
Who's the
That's
road
the
builder
bar.
you'll be working
Heyman?
Doesn't matter.
I haven't. I was gonna work for Walsh, and then a
Okay.
buddy of
'Cause
mine.
they would be doing randoms.
Yes,
well.
they do. And actually, I just had to go and do a drug screening, and I have another drug screening on the 8th of this coming month.
Alderman May.
Sounds like. Right. This is 0 alcohol allowed. as
Yes, sir.
well. Sounds like the fighting is. I'll second it.
Alderman Rowe.
Thank you, Chairman Rowe. Can we take the license back if he comes up dirty 4 months from now?
So that,
Alderman May.
can you make it contingent upon license
Have to
has to be through a revenue?
Alderman Weigel.
Would we be automatically notified? I mean, we can't drop a look to the probation agent.
Wouldn't my PO would have to say something anyways? That's what I
you might
thought.
get revoked.
Because I would think because she says for her saying that it's not a problem, I would think she would be the first one to say something if there was a say dirty. That would be my knowledge.
Request that I don't know if I'm not sure if they would comply with that or have any
I just, it sounds like you're trying to work your way back, and definitely have a lot of rules to follow. I don't know if it's the smartest thing to go to work in a bar when you can't absolutely drink anything. It's just making it harder on yourself, but, if that's what you want to do. I realize it's part-time often, but the temptation is there. So I got a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. We'll be voting on that later on tonight, and the license will be available at 10?
Yeah, after 10 a.m. tomorrow.
After 10 a.m. tomorrow?
And if you don't pick it up, it'll be mailed to you.
Oh, okay. Thank you, guys. Appreciate
You don't have the license. So you have the license.
In hand.
It
it.
is.
In hand. Okay. I'll just come tomorrow. Yeah, I got the.
Had it all sitting in that new folder. No, it's okay. I'm just thinking, okay, then let's move on to item number 40. Communication.
Move the place on file.
Second.
Mike always.
Any further discussion?
For number 40.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Coffee. Item number 41? Yeah, I know.
Move approval subject to necessary requirements.
Second.
Okay, there's, with, except for in here is Melissa Preskis.
What is this? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, yep,
can be helped.
holding her.
Okay. Okay, you made the motion, who seconded
Party.
it? Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Hey, it's too busy calling it.
Mr. Chair, may I mention one thing about, it has nothing to do on the vote or anything. I wanted to actually. on
40?
The Trump vote.
Hmm.
One of the things I'm working with some of the licenses is getting better premises description. If you look at the document submitted, he actually submitted, I think, fantastic premises. That example, renovated his building, removed an apartment, actually described. So
Can you describe in words or?
described in words how each area is going to be used, which is what I've been trying to impress in addition to the, so I just wanted the committee to see.
Okay, then we have item number 42, the police report.
Place on file.
Second.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? And then we have the reports, let's see, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, checking on this, 49, 50, 51, 52, and 53, 54. Sorry, I missed one here. 53 and 55. On tonight's agenda, these are all police reports. By motion to place on file.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We have number 57 on tonight's agenda. Schedule for successor. This is somebody new for Pick and Save. Don't we usually call them in? Somebody new or
Not for
There's
a
nothing?
change of age.
change age? Okay.
Move approval.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Then we have number 59 on tonight's agenda. This is for the Wild Roots new restaurant, 6807 in Beecher.
Move approval.
Second.
Under discussion?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Mr. Chair, I'm gonna ask the question. Where are we on the quota? Have a hearing?
Doesn't
Quota.
exist.
They're taking over.
Everyone knew that?
When it says new, non-existing, that's.
Yeah,
referring
I
to.
know, thank you.
They're
Any-
new exist.
Any,
Mr. Chair,
hold on, wait.
don't we call in the agent business?
Oh, he is
Not-
here.
Not that we wanna,
Oh,
I mean, usually we give them
Well,
those
come on
speech,
up.
right? I mean, I'm not worried about
Ty
Wild
Cowley
Roots.
is the owner.
I didn't see him on our agenda.
Hello?
Is he on that? Okay.
Yeah, I'll group.
You're familiar with all the rules and regulations of serving alcohol
I just took my test. I'm well aware. I've been working in the restaurant business for the last 16 years. So I've been serving alcohol and familiar with the restaurant business and the responsibility of serving alcohol.
Carting you. And if you have any problem, sure you call the police. Okay, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Good luck.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Okay,
was that, I mean, that's a new location, so he's all square on his inspections and all that, so he'll have his license tomorrow.
They're
Operating under, the restaurant's open. I didn't know they were.
restaurants open.
Here. Item number 43. You have a jacket for?
43.
43,
stands Yeah. clear as
smoking ban.
Move place on file.
We don't have it to move, so. Okay,
Wait, can we take it up and?
Yeah.
yeah,
okay,
I'll sign it, I can sign it later. Motion made?
Second.
Whomever.
Okay. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carried. Okay, and then we're gonna hold number 56 and 54, all in front of it. Okay. That, motion to adjourn? For a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carried.
All right, I'll call administration and finance to order. All 5 members are present. We're going to try and move a little quickly so we get to the safety and development. Is McKinley Park of their meeting. Item 10, joint referral. It's communication from city administrator to approve and fill the facilities. Motion from Alderman Weigel, second from Alderman May. All in favor, say
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes. Item 11 is an ordinance to amend the City of West Dallas salary schedule, adding the position of utility locator.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion from Alderman May. Second, Alderman Weigel. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Have it. Item 12 is an ordinance to amend subsection as indicated in the agenda of the municipal code regarding deposit amounts for violation.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion from Alderman May, second, Weigel. Any discussion? Favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 13 is a resolution relative to accepting the sole source proposal of assessment technologies of Market Drive Digital.
Move for approval.
Motion from Alderman Chalesky, second, May, discussion. Favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Have it. Item 14, a resolution approving the rescission of property tax.
Second.
Motion from Alderman May, second from Alderman Root. Any discussion? Favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Have it.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I move approval of 15, 16, and 17, which are filling various vacated positions.
Second.
Motion and second on 15, 16, and 17. Alderman May's on top of it. Moving along here. Alderman May, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. And then 17A, and I know the media is here, that this is the issue that you wanted to cover. Item 17A is a communication from the police. The chief of police is here. Thank you, chief. Communication from the chief of police regarding crossing guard contract company closure. Go ahead, chief.
Wanted to give you an update because this very likely will have a fiscal impact on the city. In fact, every city that had a contract with this company. Last week, we were notified by some other cities in this area that the company who provides the crossing guard contract and services for our city, a letter was generated from the state of Wisconsin, other municipalities telling them to withhold payment to the company because they had not been paying employment to the state of Wisconsin to the tune of approximately $100,000. When we were notified by the other cities, that is a clear indicator of a company that very likely not financial health. So we immediately reached out to the finance department in West Dallas to look at what other options we would have. Unfortunately, there is not any local companies that offer service similar to the company that just went out of business. We've reached out to some nationwide vendors. Earliest that they could spin up services after they sign a contract would be 5 weeks. So in the 5-week process, and that would be quick. The reality is we're very likely looking at 7-8 weeks without crossing service. We initially have staffed it with overtime for police officers. That can be $1,000, $2,000. And meantime, we've done a lot of planning with other city departments. We now have, for example, a limited firefighter help out. We've got members of our department straight time that are going to help out. The Department of Public Works has offered to help. Alderman Weigel took a corner for a day. The mayor took a corner for a day, or more than a day. So we've got a meeting set up on Thursday with HR. Their current city policy, there is a provision in policy 1402 to hire emergency basis, clearly fits criteria of that policy. We've got a meeting on Thursday, and one thing that we're going to explore that some other cities are doing is, do we get back into the business of hiring our own crossing guard? So we'll have probably another update for you in a couple council meeting. In the document that I shared with you, very preliminarily, the company that we were currently with is a $120,000 annual contract. They also provide services for state fair for us, which is very important for our city. The hourly rate that they billed at was approximately $18.44 more, I believe. Nationwide companies, you're looking at $25 an hour, so looking at a 35% increase, which would drive that contract from $120,000 to $165,000, give or take. That before you even factor into the overtime that we're going to spend. To date, we've had no contact from the company. We were notified by other police departments who had been notified by long-term crossing guards they had that felt that they owed it to children to see that the corners were covered. But to date, we've had no contact from the company. Tried to reach out to them. All indications are they're closed for business. We're going to have to come up with a plan about how to kids.
Alderman Weigel.
You said other municipalities were notified by the state. We weren't?
No, not to the best of my knowledge, and that would not be unusual. The state didn't know that we had a contract with them.
Okay.
They may not have notified us. And I expect you will receive a letter like that within a week or two. Another question that you might likely have, we will not be out any money. The company would send us a weekly invoice, and we would pay the company every other week, twice a month actually. So we're in the practice of paying for work that's already been performed. So fortunately, we did not have a contract that called for, sake of argument, quarterly payments. Theoretically, we paid ahead and then not got the service. So we're not out any money.
Alderman Roop.
Sure, you thought of this, or maybe you didn't. Couldn't we just hire back guys that are out of work?
But what we'll
Wouldn't
talk
that
about on
qualify for
Thursday
that?
with HR.
1401?
They would. Yep.
Okay.
Alderman May.
So in summary, our crosswalks are covered. Small plastic pack. But later, had parents say to me, "Well, maybe we should start again." And I always encourage people: the more people that walk, the safer they are.
Yep.
So we want to actually more.
And that's actually what the officers on the corners are seeing, that there's a fair number of parents that walk their kids to school. That's the high percent. The low percentage of kids by themselves trying to get to school. It's fun part other than the
Chief, I know that our original years past Twin City, did Twin City become Wisconsin First Protect, or is Twin City still around?
It's a complicated matter. And I believe those two entities are potentially important. Partnership to some extent and partnership.
And the other part, it would seem then that going city assume the
It will be something that we'll explore, but I do not know if they still have infrastructure set up in this Minnesota.
is those. Any further discussion? Issue? I have a
Place on file.
Second.
motion and a second. Any discussion, please? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you, Chief. Item 18, Finance Director, Comptroller submitting report.
Move the place on file.
Motion from Alderman Weigel. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Alderman Rote.
Third.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. And item 19 is our city attorney claim report. Our city attorney is here, but can I have a motion to accept 19 through 23 as indicated?
So moved.
Right. And I have a motion from Alderman Weigel, second from Alderman May. Any discussion on that? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. And Cale, you wanted to talk about any of the other items, 24 to 27?
Yes. 5 or 6, 7 disallowance. Like, but strategy.
Can I have a motion to accept 24 through 27 as indicated in our agenda?
So moved.
Motion from Alderman Rote. And is there a second?
Second.
Second from Alderman Chaplesky. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right.
Adjourn, Mr. Chair. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, any other issues properly to come before our committee? All right, yeah, motion to adjourn, please.
Please.
And
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, we're adjourned. Thanks, everybody.